Hey, 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 people, it's Friday and it's Beards on the Street. Man, that sign looks good behind you.
The one behind you looks pretty good.
I like them both. Welcome to Beards on the Street. This is another Friday. Sorry we're a little tardy. We had a couple technical issues with Aaron's phone. Wouldn't connect, but we're here now.
We actually got the double streaming going too. So my laptop's streaming and
Woohoo! We're actually on Aaron's Facebook. Wow.
yeah, things are working today.
I know. So really quick, guys, as we're going through our show, man, we love freaking feedback. So talk to us, man. Send us on Facebook. You can comment, and I believe even on YouTube, if that's where you're watching it, you can comment, and we see it.
We also would really like our friends and crowd. We would love some new guests to come on. We've been having a couple these last couple weeks. We've had double whammy. So, two guests, two different interests, two different.
I like it.
It was a lot of fun.
I just got to remember to plug in my freaking iPad so that we're not in a rush because it was dead as could be this morning.
when last week I was watching the countdown, we literally walked it down to like 2%.
Yeah, it was at 1% when it was done.
Yeah, but it was a great show.
And you guys just kept chatting. I'm just like, it's going to shut off anytime soon. I told you.
It was fun though. So, I think of some of my friends. I have Jabron, who's a physician's assistant. I think of some,
and it doesn't have to be in real estate. We've got people on from all walks of life.
We want our friends.
If you got a really interesting position or job, let's have you on. I mean, my freaking brother from another mother, Matt.
Oh yeah,
with Bitcoin, it's all interesting. I love it. I love hearing about other people's lives and what they're doing and how they're doing it and what motivates them.
I liked when Alex was talking about one of his focuses of his show, and it was kind of a cool idea. What was that?
That was my throat.
You guys see a frog? But his was the idea of the kind of a conception story. So his guess, it was basically the idea for his show was, what was the thing that got them going in life?
You know what?
That's kind of a fun idea.
Right. And I'm actually just sitting here thinking about things. And you know what we should start doing, Aaron, is the week before we're going to do a training at a brokerage, we should invite the broker to come in.
Oh, great.
And we do just a quick interview with us or whatever. Yeah. And then we give them that to send out to their people.
Wow, dude. You're onto something, bro.
Bam.
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 Well, this week we got a great one coming up.
We got a double. We got a double whammy, dude. Double doer.
Kevin with Exit.
That guy's such a stud.
Oh my gosh, his offices.
Like, we're going to talk about him, and then we got to send him the link.
Yeah, his offices are so impressive. The participation. I mean, they're not monster. They're decent sized offices.
Yeah, but
the participation. Yeah, the participation and the show up.
Right.
Because we're private contract.
He's on it. He cares, and he's at the helm, and he's doing a fantastic job. In fact, what we're going to talk about today is he gave both of you and I a book, and I'm about 3/4 of the way through the book, and man.
I bought it with one of my credits on Audible, so
I don't know why you would do that.
5 chapters in. Gave me the I want to be able to be done by Monday when we go teach his group. So.
And if you read, you won't?
No way. Bro, when you have to read a paragraph twice or 3 times to remember what you read.
Are you serious?
Yeah, reading's not my strength.
I was actually reading this morning with the TV on.
Yeah, reading's not my strength.
And yesterday I was reading with music playing, which is usually how I read.
Huh.
I love the background, and it doesn't distract me. It's just there.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it takes
your mind, Aaron.
It takes a lot of focus for me to read.
He talks about that.
It just wasn't a strength of mine, and something the more I read, the better I am at it, obviously. A strength, yeah.
Strength.
Yeah. I enjoy learning. I enjoy all of that, but reading's it's its own function. It's hard for me.
Well, some things are hard for others and easy for others. So,
Well, I was raised in Germany, and I learned how to read and write in German first.
dude, what was with the haircut? Because you gave Gabe the same exact haircut you had. I've seen pictures of Gabe that the haircut looks exactly the same at the same age. What's up with that?
That's funny, huh? The one that's on my desk.
Right.
Let me go get it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna show it. Funny,
You
dude.
cracked me up, dude. Like seriously, you showed me that picture of you, and I thought it was Gabe. Aaron. So while he's grabbing his picture, some of you guys send me a thing. I want to make sure everything's working here. Come on, don't be silent. Send us a question. Send us something you want us to talk about. Yeah, dude, exact
right.
same freaking haircut.
All right. So
Right there.
it's funny. I had that hairdo when I was little. I don't know what it.
Like, is that considered a bowl cut?
Yeah, I had my mom and dad I had one.
Like, would your mom literally put a bowl
She
over
put
your
a
head?
bowl on my head, and she.
I can't say that never happened to me
And
because
cut
it
around
did.
it. Yeah. Man,
That is funny.
dude. If you knew this kid's personality back then,
I'll bet he was a joy.
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I have a picture. I have a picture his 1-year-old birthday invite. He looked like Stewie off of Family Guy, like this big monster head, and he's like this.
Nice.
And he's got this big old head, and it was, "We want you at my birthday party."
That's
and
funny.
He was in this little suit, dude. And it was so cute, dude.
What a stud.
Yeah.
He's doing so good, dude. He's doing another mastermind next week. I mean, a 19-year-old kid, and it's his mastermind. He's the one that's putting it together. He's the one that's actually getting the speakers and getting 20 to 30 people at him every single freaking time he does one.
This one's about basically starting early.
Fernando.
Starting early and investing in real estate.
Yep.
When to start, how to start, get
As
your head on
freaking soon as you can.
as soon as you can.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wish I'd had somebody counseling me back when I was rolling in the dough to start as soon as I could.
I've owned like 7 homes at this point. I told him this. I'm like, I wish the biggest mistake is I ever sold any of them.
Right. Well. So, how's the week been? What's going on?
Well, we had the opportunity to go to the sales meetings over at Exit,
Yep.
both in West Jordan and Ogden. Again, they had just a incredible turnout, caliber crowd. I mean, we're talking plugged in, dressed up, ready to go after business. It was
Not late.
not late. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, all I can say is to agents out there that run on agent time is what I'll call it, which means you're always freaking late. You are not serving yourself, and you are not serving the people around
Did
you.
you see
by
our
doing
girl
that.
Cynthia wrote a message?
Oh, hi.
Hey, Sin.
Hi, Jen.
We need to have a recap with
Houses
her.
and guitars. Hang on to houses and guitars.
We need to have her back on. It's been a long while since we've
I
had her
know.
on. She's made some changes. She's moved around.
I think I've seen her once, maybe twice in the last.
At your closing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like maybe one mixer, Cynthia.
Yeah.
We need more FaceTime.
We need more Cynthia at her mixers. Otherwise, I'm gonna bring Jacob to the mixers, and he won't come if she's gonna be there.
Whatever.
I know they're gonna.
Freaking be an adult.
It's time they
over it.
it's time they talk and get through it so we can all be buds.
Yeah.
And we want you there, Sin. Okay.
I'm sure she absolutely loves that you're sitting there talking about her and this shit. Sorry, Cynthia.
I didn't even think about
Cheese
it.
and
I didn't even
freaking
think
rice.
about it. It just came
just-
out.
She's never going to talk on our show again.
She's going to.
I know.
She knows I'm an idiot.
So, you walk in here this morning and you hand me a box of Thin Mints. You know, the good old Girl Scout cookies. And he's like, yeah, they gave us 2 boxes and I just, I didn't know which one you want. I'll give you the nasty ones. And I'm like, well, what were the other ones? And he just looks at me.
All
Samoas. And I was like, really? No shit, dude. You eat all the Samoas and give me
I didn't
the
eat
Thin
it.
Mints.
I ate half the box so far. You can
The
have
other half's mine.
Okay, you can have it. And I'll have that new box.
Okay. How about I get half that box and I take
win.
these home and give them to
I
Alicia?
win. No, That's probably better for my waistline.
And for your mental health and food health down the road.
My waistline.
This came from Aaron. Thank you. And Steve said, I ate a whole box of Thin Mints. They don't work. I'm still fat. Yep. I don't know why well, I guess because they're thin. I'm not a real minty cookie kind of guy. Like, do you like the
I like those.
Not those.
Oh,
but
the chocolates?
The chocolates with the...
Yeah, but I'm not.
Do you like candy cane?
Yeah, but not like once a year.
Blech.
I'll do a candy cane once a year, yeah.
Yeah, I don't like candy cane.
No.
Tell me if you like candy canes or not, guys, because I think they're nasty.
Hey, so let's get back to let's talk about that book.
All right. So here's the book, guys. All it takes is a goal. And like I said, he gave this to us, Wednesday?
Kevin, yeah.
Or Thursday? Mm-hmm. And... man, what a cool book.
He gave it out to his whole brokerage.
Acuff.
He gave it out to his whole brokerage, and then they were talking about it. And so as they were talking about it, he walked over and grabbed us a book and had it ready for when we're done with our presentation. So
yeah, I love it. So let's talk about it. What's the whole concept of the book?
Well, so far it's just talking about how to.
How lucky can one guy be?
Holy
Wow!
cow.
Wow!
Forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Sorry,
Just heard
people.
that. Did it turn your camera off?
No.
Okay, good.
Well, we're good.
Okay.
So my whole gist of what I'm getting from this book is that, I loved how it started, that 50% of people only live to 50% of their potential. And I love the analogy that he throws out about it. It's like, so picture this. Let's say that at Christmas time, you can only open half of your Christmas presents. And the other half are sitting right there where you can see them. They're there. They're yours, but you don't get to open them. That's like only tapping into half of your freaking potential. I love that analogy and how he talks about it.
I love the perspective of, okay, so you're going to set goals and you're going to chart a course and you're going to make a plan. And he's like, you don't even, how do you have this idea of what you think you want to plan. You have this idea of what you ought to go plan. And he's like, how do you ever, he related back to our whys. And we talk about whys, right?
Right.
And so basically the idea is he has you look backwards
instead of forwards.
So, and you pay attention to the things that actually made you. It's not looking back in regret. It's looking back for the juice.
For all the good, not the bad.
Yeah.
Only the good. Your best moments in your life.
So we've been working on the best moments list. I don't know where.
Make a list. I actually started a whole book.
Yeah, I love that, bro.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, it really is.
And it's only going to have just my best moments in it.
It's just such a cool idea because then he has you categorize it in four regards. So it's like experiences, things.
So hang on. First, start your list of all your best moments. Just start writing down all your best moments, no matter what they are, no matter how big, how small, no matter what it looks like. Just whatever, I remember a trip floating down the Snake River with the Forbush boys, which they're absolute outdoorsmen, and every event I ever went on them with was just freaking crazy. I should tell you about my Heart Lake story sometime that I went with these guys. It's like a 10 or 12 mile hike up into the national.
You went to us or?
No. This is up in Idaho. Anyways, and you have to take everything in and carry everything back out. Wow. Everything.
Fun.
And we did float tube fishing. It's just stuff like that.
Wow.
Riding my motorcycle with my brother Steve, or wrenching on a motorcycle with my brother Steve, or St. Patty's Day at the Piper, or whatever. I mean, just fun, cool moments that meant something to you.
One that I told you this yesterday. One that really stuck out, dude. It was driving home from Jenny Ann's after on your Harley. At like midnight.
Right.
Summer night. So it's like dry dead air. Not many vehicles on the road.
Pockets of cold air.
When you got down by the river by my house. But dude, it's romping on the freeway. It's dude, ape hangers.
The sound, dude, the wind,
ape hangers, the wind blowing, dude, my shirt flopping. and just presence,
nice.
total dude. Oh man,
Yeah. I mean, we could go on and on and on, but you guys get the gist. So just start making a list. I mean, it doesn't hurt. Pull out a piece of paper to begin with. You don't have to have a whole freaking book.
Another one, Bella, laying on my chest.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that as my kids.
Man,
I know.
Man.
Yeah.
Gabe in the shower with me, and he's this chubby little ball of love, dude. And he's just taking a shit over everything. I'm under his butt cheeks. We're both in there naked, laughing in the shower. Woo, man.
Yeah. Dancing with my kids to some, Hank Williams Jr. song or something. Mm-hmm. Like I said, we could go on and on and on. There's so many awesome freaking best moments that you can just start writing them down, because the whole concept here, Aaron, is you just start writing down all this stuff, and none of this is going to make you sad. None of this is going to make you feel bad. None of this. It's all your best moments, and when you were at your best, when it made you actually fulfilled or happy or whatever it is. And that's your roadmap. That's your freaking roadmap.
We're charting
to your future.
Yeah, we're charting a course off into some place that we think we need to be, when reality is what really made us happy. That's where you chart. You plan more of that.
Yeah.
And build goals around what actually juices your life.
Well, you know what was really profound to me? Because I made a list, I think, of like 20 or 25 different things just yesterday, just real fast. Just made this list. Then he has you categorize them down to either an experience, an accomplishment, a relationship, or an object. So one of those four categories, pretty much, it's going to fall in. And what was really interesting to me, Aaron, is that more than half of my 20 or 25 fell under relationship. More than half. The other one fell under accomplishment and experience. I had 0 under object. 0. Like, one of mine was driving my rat rod, not buying my rat rod. It was the feelings I get when I'm actually cruising around in my rat rod, not the fact that I got my rat rod. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Hopping Brienne in the car and going motoring down around her neighborhood, pilling out.
Yeah. Yeah. That was fun.
Yeah. And it was experience, and it was relationship.
And it made freaking Clayton just happy.
Yeah.
So, anyways, the bottom line is what it does is it gives you a roadmap to what is making you happy and what's made you happy in the past. So tap into it.
Yep.
It makes so much sense to me.
It's just it helps clarify what.
Now, I never have trouble having fun.
Yeah. No.
And being happy.
Yeah. It's cool. It's such a cool exercise, and it helps you get clear on, so for me, I'm like, I thought about every time I can look up and see an airplane.
Right.
And immediately my imagination goes, they're off somewhere neat. They're going somewhere fun. Right. And dude, every time I've been headed out, I've been going to the airport in the morning to go off somewhere. I can't even tell you how excited I am. I'm like, so excited.
Well, is it on your list?
Checking into a hotel, Are
they on your list?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Then he goes on, he's talking about that you're always one moment or one decision away from unlocking the treasure chest that is your potential. And it's all about what will you choose. And what was really kind of cool is he asks the question in the book, how many of you feel that if you were your own client, would you have fired yourself a long time ago?
Wow.
And it's so true, dude, because, you think of all the bullshit excuses, the tomorrows, the procrastination, the putting it off, the I don't have freaking time, this, that, and the others. It's and then later in the book, he breaks it all the way down to, like, listen, get your first freaking win. Make this so simple, stupid, that there's no way you can fail, which is by picking one 15-minute. That's it, one. And doing it. Based on whatever it is you want to do.
Want to do or need to do or
whatever.
Just towards the goal.
He goes and he talks about, different goals and categories of goals that that you want to set up. You know, short term, midterm, basically, or easy goals, middle goals. And then he talks about the zone where you really, really want to be. And anyways, the bottom line is he breaks it all the way down. It's like 15 minutes. It's like pick 15 minutes and get your first win. Mm-hmm. Because let's face it,
move towards your goal, right?
That's what makes you. And I really liked it because it said 15 minutes is better than 0.
Yeah. In the right direction.
In the right direction.
Right.
So, you know, we've been out doing these trainings, and I think that's why this is hitting so close to home with me. Mm-hmm. is we go and do this free 2-day training, and we give all this awesome information to these people, and then we offer to have them hire us to help coach them over a 12-week period, and at the end of that 12 weeks, their business will be completely set up for future business, like for forever.
Yeah.
And what's the number one excuse that we're getting from everybody out there why they don't do it?
I think it's self-belief, but they say time.
Time.
Right.
I don't have time.
Yep.
I don't have time. I got so much on my plate right now. I just don't have time. It's too much.
I can't commit to that to be able to. So I think really that boils back to self-belief.
And I love this. It says the reason you are always so busy is that your imagination is bigger than your calendar. I mean, think about it, dude. It's so true.
But also, because your imagination's so big, it's full of shit that isn't moving where you want to go.
It's none of it moving you forward.
Yeah.
And then he talks about the different zones that you find yourself in. You know, you got your comfort zone, which most people are in their comfort zone. That's why they're doing what they're doing. That's why they're staying at a job that they absolutely hate, or in a relationship that they absolutely know they shouldn't be in. Whether they love the person or not, they know they shouldn't be in that relationship, or on and on and on and on. And he talks about, you know, you got your comfort zone, you got your potential zone, and you got your chaos zone. And you're always in one of those zones. So the comfort zone is 0. The chaos zone is 100. Like, how many times have you set a goal and then you just go like a mad ass and everybody's looking at you going like, dude, you're freaking off your rocker. You're losing your freaking marbles and this, that, and the other. And we talk about this in our training, and then 2 weeks later, it's nothing. And it's really funny. He was talking about in his own personal experience, he decided that he was going to be a biker, you know, a street biker where he could pedal a bike around. And so rather than picking something easy and getting that first win, he went out and spent, he said, more than his first car cost on a bike that now hangs on his garage wall, and every time he walks by it, he's just like, what an idiot.
Yeah, wow.
Isn't that funny?
Ariana on our team has a book. She calls it her abundance book.
Right.
Book of Abundance.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yeah, very cool.
And really, that is, these memories are our abundance.
They are abundance. Every single one of them are abundance. I mean, seriously, when's the last time you just sat down and started thinking about, that's the juice, about all the things in your life that have just been amazing moments.
We can focus on negatives, but going back and doing this, it's actually it's a treat, dude, to realize the good that you've experienced. It really is, because you can. The way, so one of the things it talked about in the book is it talked about when you make this list, you fire the surly bouncer that's
standing at the gate, turning everything away.
Yeah, because the way our brains work, we filter for the negative.
Right.
We're constantly we're not trained to think this way.
Right.
which is sad.
It is sad, and I. According to him, and in this book, he says it all comes back to that comfort zone. Everybody's living in that comfort zone, and change scares the shit out of them. Mm-hmm. And again, we talk about this in our training, but that first 15 minutes, you got to pick it in one of 5 categories, either around your career, around finances, around a relationship or relationships, around your health, or around fun. And there's no wrong answer. It's whatever area you want to do it in, pick that first 15 minutes for that one area. think about that. You know, whatever it looks like.
So setting a goal.
So let's say mine is relationships and my relationship with my wife. And on Monday through Wednesday, I get home before she does. So what would it look like if I'm just giving an example.
Yeah.
What would it look like so when she shows up and if I shut off everything, computers, TVs, everything gets shut off and I 100% give her 15 minutes of my
She'd be like, back off, give me 15 minutes to unwind.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
Just asking her about her day.
Yeah, plugging in.
I mean, that's something that we do anyway. She comes home and can vent to me about different things. And it's not always venting. It's just how her day's gone. And, I mean, it's one simple, easy thing that is 15 minutes.
That's investment.
Or if you have kids and just taking 15 minutes to just sit down and just focus. Or in your career, you take 15 minutes to read something positive, like we're talking about.
Yeah.
Or you, Steve, take 15 minutes and sit down and just play your guitar, which I know you do all the time, but I'm just giving it as an example. Doesn't matter what it is, but it's only 15 minutes. And the whole concept is once you get that first win, it gives you momentum. It gives you that, and then you just pick the next 15 minutes, and then the next, and the next. And guess what? That momentum's going to carry on where it actually starts meaning something to you, and it actually starts making you want it.
Trains you to be productive, actually.
Exactly.
Yeah. And because a lot of us, me, you know, it can seem like this big insurmountable thing.
Right.
15 minutes, you chunk it down, you can handle 15 minutes, and then another 15 and another 15.
Well, you know, it was really, really interesting. Let me find it here on my notes. It was talking about the 15 minutes is, right here. He's talking about you have to still your minutes because we all, you know, time is our biggest asset that we have, and we all have the exact same amount. Right. I mean, I'm talking in a day.
Right.
I'm not talking lifespan. I mean, some of us have shorter than others, but he's talking about we all have the 24 hours a day. That's all we have. And whatever the work hours are for that day. And what was really interesting to me is he was saying, stop giving the bullshit things about not having the time. For example, you start looking at your life where time is being wasted. And
we talk about when somebody, and that happens, they come and plop down in my office and
Yep.
Right.
So his example was he flies all over the place because this guy does public speaking and is like one of the big mega people out there. And anyways, so he's constantly flying. Well, when you fly, there's delays, there's everything going on.
Time's not yours.
And he was saying that he did an average, but from the time you sit down in an airplane until it takes off is usually at least 30 minutes. At least.
Wow.
And so he changed one thing where instead of being on his phone and just doing meaningless bullshit, he's got this new habit now that he sits down on the plane and pulls out a book and reads a book until the plane takes off, and then he can do whatever it is he wants to do.
That's a cool idea.
And the dude stole 30 minutes every time he flies on a plane, and he gave how many minutes that was, and it was a lot that he's gained. So it's all about stilling that time. But what I really liked is he says there are 10,080 minutes in a week. Can you reclaim 15 of 10,080?
Wow.
When you put it in perspective like that,
right.
It's like, wow.
Wow. He's an achiever. I think he said he read 100 books in a year.
That was one of his goals. I can't remember if he reached it or not.
He did. And he ran 100 miles a week?
I can't remember.
A lot. Anyways, but yeah. Major goal guy.
He is a major goal guy, but you know, he also was talking about every time he'd go on vacation, he would go get a book for every day. And he's like, dude, I've never read a book in a day ever in my entire life. What makes me think I'm going to do it? And then he only reads like half a book because he's there with his family, and he's not going to take the time to read 7 books. And he's just like, that's That's the mind. That's the overachieving mind
Yep.
that gets in your way of you basically doing what you should be doing.
Right. You're not present with your family on your vacation.
It's talking about, and we talk about this as well, about it doesn't have to be freaking perfect for you to take the first step.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this 15-minute thing is. Take the damn step. Stop overthinking it, Aaron. Stop freaking getting in your own way, Aaron. Stop trying to make sure that everything is lined up perfectly for you to be able to take that first step and just freaking go in and just do it. It's crazy how many people just completely talk themselves out of doing stuff.
Right.
That's their imagination getting in their way. It's kind of crazy.
It is kind of crazy.
So
I like the idea for sure.
Again, guys, the book's called All It Takes Is a Goal, man. I highly recommend it. Get it on Audible like Aaron did, or go buy the book, man. It's pretty powerful stuff, and I'm going to read more of this guy's. I like him. He's kind of quirky, and he's got a really funny attitude. Like a lot of his stuff in there, I can't give you an example but as I'm reading it, I'm chuckling to myself, going, "This guy is funny."
Yeah.
Just saying just funny stuff off the cuff. So
it was. I just listened this morning about how he had asked his father-in-law for his wife's hand in marriage.
Right, and his father-in-law said
no. And then he said, now that I'm a dad,
he's like, I get it.
I get it.
Like I had nothing going on. He claims he's a late bloomer. It took him almost into his 40s before he actually really took life on.
Well, he was kind of wandering, figuring out what he wanted and liked. He basically would go get a job, and then he would get bored. And he's like, my business, the paint on my business cards didn't even dry, and I was already quitting, looking for the next job.
Yeah. I know somebody in my life right now that does that. Not here.
Yeah.
But it's funny. I mean, it's like, but he's young, so it's good to go out and experience stuff too. So it's not, I mean, it's kind of a double-edged thing.
You got to go experience those things to figure it out.
Right.
Yeah.
And when you're young like that, you can, I guess, pop around and because you never know. I mean, I talked about this in our trainings. My little brother went to college for 4 or 6 years or however long it was and became a CPA and freaking got in with a big corporation and hated it.
Yeah.
Like hated it. And now he's such a major entrepreneur. He has businesses on Amazon and in Walmarts, and I mean is just killing it, dude. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Because he just knew there's no way. He didn't just throw in the towel. And I was actually talking to him about this the other day, and it kind of hit home. And my family, a lot of my brothers and sisters are pretty entrepreneurial.
Are they?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I credit that to my dad. My dad was one of the best, nicest salespeople, but just nice person. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like you could run into anybody that knew my dad and they would tell you he was just an amazing human being. So and then of course the eyeglass business. I mean, it taught us all at a very young age that there was a lot more out there than just going and getting a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I think I've thought a lot about this, and I actually think the predominant religion here really fosters a lot of entrepreneurial.
It does, and it can for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The missionaries and getting out and selling and out.
All the multi-level marketing companies.
Yeah, and Utah's multi-level marketing mecca. It's also the highest level of affinity fraud as well. Mm-hmm. So.
Well, and quite frankly, it's all, I think it's all driven from that dream of bigger, better, badder. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Also, relationship selling and
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like on and on.
Trust me.
That's a whole other program. Right. Right.
Yep.
Finney's got his face on the table here, just on duty. So, anyways, people freaking love this book. I love every book I read. I can find good in every book. The one book we were reading, it kind of got monotonous and
yeah.
Squirrel. Remember that book? I can't remember what the title of it was. That was what the conversation with the devil.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great book. Don't get me wrong.
Outwitting the Devil?
Yeah, Outwitting the Devil. But it just, I don't know. It just kept saying the same shit over and over and over and over.
Kept reiterating the point.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I got it the first time.
Yeah.
I actually pay attention.
I love that we're doing this every day in our office, is the reading.
Yeah.
We're getting through some good good information.
Well, and I mean, let's admit it too, dude. I mean, this drives us for what we're doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's making people better. And if I can learn something from one guy and somehow put that into what I'm teaching out there, I'll give that guy the credit all day long.
I'll tell you what, being able to run an exercise with a group and have them self-discover
it's pretty powerful.
The relationship part of it. Yeah.
Yes.
Because I believe that's what it'll show.
And what they want.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you take this that we just learned and you tie it in with our goal setting worksheet on how you actually set up a goal and actually, I mean, it's basically this.
Mm-hmm.
It's making your list, figuring it out, plugging it into your everyday life, and making the time to
and take 15 minutes.
Tiny little steps. If it's 15 minutes to begin with, then perfect. Because 15 is better than 0.
It's moving in the right direction for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this next week we have Monday, Tuesday we're in West Jordan at Exit.
Yep.
And then Wednesday, Thursday we're in Exit in Ogden.
Up in Ogden.
And so if anybody's hearing
you're
this,
welcome to come out.
We would
and
love
join.
to have you out.
The training doesn't cost you anything but some of your time that we're talking about.
It's relationships. It's teaching you how to be in relationship with your crowd and make a living doing it.
Yep. Being the mayor of your freaking tribe.
Yep.
I love it. So, yeah, we'll be up there. Come on out, people, and hang out with us. And I don't know, maybe, I mean, if you pick up 1 or 2 things, then perfect. Which I know you will.
You will.
Because it's pretty awesome stuff.
It's power packed with good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, you were asking me the other day if we could shrink it down to 1 day. No.
Well, I thought that's what kind of was some feedback we're getting is to somehow, but I don't know how you do that.
I don't either, because I mean it's what are you going to give up? What are you going to shorten? What about our message is not important enough that we're not going to give it?
Right.
Because we're trying to be conscious of an hour.
Right.
Or 2.
Right.
Come on.
I mean, I think we got to fit this one in. The self-discovery.
Oh yeah.
That'll be helpful and for them and us.
Yeah. Well, we already talk about it big time. It's just this is just a little bit deeper into what we talk about.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's more of a roadmap on how you get there and figure it out. So, all righty. Well, we've got trainings. We've got. Is there concerts? I think there's concerts.
Gabe has his
coming up.
mastermind Thursday. If anybody has any youngins in their lives that are getting started with, charting their course and getting going, he's going to be covering how to build credit, how appreciation works. Basically going into
here in the
second floor. He has a seasoned loan officer coming to kind of educate and teach around that as well. So anybody who's would like to learn about real estate. Everybody knows real estate. You got to, it's one of the vehicles for retirement and wealth. Yeah, come on out and take a look.
Yep. All righty. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us here on the show. We greatly appreciate the people that actually give us a bit of their time and listen in, and we love any feedback. So let us have it. We're big and thick and can handle it.
Yep.
All righty, man. Love you guys. Thank you so much.